Whispers in the clan page 1 panel 1. Day. Liwei and old Master Feng are walking along a forest path. The air around them is serene. Liwei now seems more at ease. A faint, steady glow emanates from his hands. He's concentrating, guiding the energy. Liwei, thinking it's a completely different way of thinking. Not as a weapon, but as a part of me, too. A close-up on old Master Feng's face. He has a gentle smile, his gaze fixed on Liwei. Old Master Feng, control isn't about dominion. It's about harmony. You are not a master of the flame. You are its partner. The less you resist its nature, the more it will yield to you. A scene change. Inside the Azure Phoenix clan's main hall, the stern elder son is speaking to Qin Feng, who looks smug. Ling Yu is standing to the side, her face a mask of neutrality, but her eyes are troubled. Elder son, we will not make a public spectacle of this, Qin Feng. Such matters must be handled with discretion. Liwei's lineage and his father's unique circumstances demand a more subtle approach. Elder son gestures to an attendant. Elder son, send a formal summons. We will invite Liwei back to the clan to assess his progress. This is an opportunity to see what he has truly awakened. Ling Yu's thoughts. Ling Yu, thinking an assessment. No, this is a test. Or worse, an interrogation. They'll try to find out where he got his power and what it means for the clan. Back with Liwei and old Master Feng. Old Master Feng suddenly stops and looks towards Cloudfall City, a flicker of concern on his face. Liwei looks at him, confused. Liwei, what is it? Master Feng. Old Master Feng places a hand on Liwei's shoulder. Old Master Feng, the clan. They've taken notice. A bird flies with news of an invitation, but it carries the weight of a chain. You must be careful. Liwei, your new power is not something they will easily accept, especially one that doesn't follow their rigid doctrines. A messenger, a young man in an Azure Phoenix clan uniform, arrives at the clearing's edge, holding a scroll. He bows respectfully, but with a hint of disdain. Messenger, Liwei, by the will of Elder Son, you are summoned to the Azure Phoenix Clan Hall to undergo a formal cultivation assessment. Liwei's expression hardens, a spark of the old frustration returning. He instinctively clenches his fist, and a small, uncontrolled flare of blue flame appears. Old Master Feng gently puts a hand on Liwei's wrist, calming him. Old Master Feng, patience, young one. A controlled flame is not an angry one. Liwei takes a deep breath and nods, the flame in his hand extinguishing. He looks at the messenger. Liwei, I will come. Later, at the clan gates, Liwei stands alone. He looks back at the forest, a silent farewell to his brief, peaceful training. He then turns and walks through the massive gates, the stone phoenixes on either side seeming to watch him with cold, unblinking eyes. Liwei, thoughts they want to know what I've awakened. I'll show them. Inside the clan hall, Elder Son sits at the head of a long table. flanked by other elders. Qin Feng stands proudly behind him, a smirk on his face. Ling Yu is there as well, her gaze fixed on the entrance. Page for panel 1. Liwei enters, his presence immediately causing a ripple of murmurs. He holds himself with a newfound confidence, a stark contrast to his usual withdrawn demeanor. Elder son, Liwei, it has been some time. We are pleased to see you have found your path, however, erratically. Qin Feng steps forward, his voice dripping with condescension. Qin Feng, erratic is an understatement. Elder son, his spiritual energy is chaotic and untamed. It's a disgrace to the Azure Phoenix lineage. Liwei looks at Qin Feng calmly, without a hint of anger. He raises his hand, and a small, perfect blue flame appears, hovering steadily in his palm. It glows with a pure, beautiful light, unlike the frantic, violent bursts he had before. The elder's eyes widen in surprise. Liwei looks at Qin Feng and the elders, a quiet defiance in his gaze. Liwei, is this chaotic? Or is it simply a different kind of order? A close-up of Ling Yu's face. She's shocked and impressed, a small smile playing on her lips. Ling Yu, thinking he's found a way. He's no longer the boy I knew. A final panel of the clan hall. The blue flame in Liwei's hand casting a soft light on the faces of the stunned elders. The air is thick with tension. Narration box. The untamed flame is now a controlled spark. But in the rigid world of the Azure Phoenix clan, a new kind of power is not easily welcomed. The battle for freedom has just begun. At the center of the Grand Azure Phoenix clan's great hall sat Liwei, his demeanor as tranquil as the still water of a mountain lake. In the palm of his hand, a calm blue flame flickered, serene yet brilliant. The faces of the Azure Phoenix clan's elders were a tableau of shock and disbelief. Among them, Elder Son, who usually wore an inscrutable, stoic expression, narrowed his eyes. He actually controlled it. This flame, it's purer than anything we've seen in years. Ling Yu stood beside Liwei, her gaze fixed on the flame. Her expression was a mixture of awe and admiration, though she kept silent, allowing the elders to speak first. Across from Liwei, Qin Feng watched with a face twisted in fury. His earlier smug look had vanished, replaced by pure envy and disbelief. Impossible? He's a nobody. That flame, it's changed. Liwei slowly lowered his hand, and the flame dissipated into the air, leaving behind wisps of bluish smoke. He looked directly at Elder Son, his gaze unwavering. Is this control enough to prove it is not chaotic? Elder Son tapped his finger on the table. Instead of answering directly, he offered a challenge. Interesting. You have learned to calm the flame, but true power is not just about stillness. It is about confrontation. Qin Feng. Show him the difference between controlled power and mere chaos. Qin Feng flashed a wicked grin, his eyes blazing with competitive fire. He stepped forward, clenching his fist. A fierce, crimson aura erupted from him, coalescing into a roaring phoenix flame. Its raw power seemed to shake the very foundations of the great hall. There will be no interruptions this time. Liwei. I will show everyone the difference between a true flame and a useless glimmer. Liwei stood straight, his expression as serene as a mountain lake. He didn't rush to summon his flame, but took a deep breath, feeling his connection to the boundless energy around him. Not confrontation, but harmony. Master Feng's words. The confrontation began. Qin Feng unleashed a large, powerful phoenix flame at Liwei. It roared like a crimson firestorm, filling the great hall with its imposing presence. Liwei didn't dodge. He raised his hand and a thin, yet incredibly pure blue flame appeared, enveloping his body in a protective shield. This flame didn't resist Qin Feng's attack, but seemed to dissolve it, steadily weakening and being absorbed by Liwei's blue flame. Elder Sun gasped, his eyes widening in disbelief. Absorption. He's not retaliating, but soothing and absorbing his opponent's energy. A close-up of Qin Feng's face revealed a look of shock and panic as he saw his attack so easily neutralized. How is this possible? His energy, it's so pure. Liwei remained calm, the blue flame on his hand darkened slightly, becoming more vibrant. He gently pushed his hand toward Qin Feng, not in an attack, but with a soft, gentle force. The gentle push sent Qin Feng stumbling back. He wasn't hurt, but the humiliation was worse than any wound. He fell, defeated. A stunned silence fell over the great hall. Everyone's eyes were fixed on Liwei, who stood alone in the middle of it all, the blue flame on his hand returning to its calm state. Breaking the silence, Elder Sun said, Where did you learn this?" Liwei didn't answer. He simply looked at Elder Sun, his eyes full of conviction. Suddenly, Ling Yu stepped forward. "Elder Sun, Liwei has demonstrated perfect control. By the clan's rules, he has passed the test." Elder Sun nodded, his expression still grave. "Indeed, you have passed. However, a form of energy like this, we need to understand it better. You will remain in the clan under our supervision." A close-up of Liwei's face showed a look of disappointment. He didn't want to be a prisoner, but he knew he had no choice. Narration in a box, control, stillness, and absorption. This is not the flame of a weakling, but of a true master. But for Liwei, his journey to understand the true nature of the primeval phoenix has only just begun. And as he walks deeper into the secrets of the clan, he finds himself trapped in a web of intrigue and danger. This is the 6th chapter of the Azure Phoenix clan. Let's begin. In the next morning, Liwei woke up from his meditation. A faint blue glow flickered around his hands. His old, squalid room had been replaced by a small, Spartan room within the inner compounds of the Azure Phoenix clan. Even though it wasn't luxurious, it was definitely better than his old hovel. On the table was a wooden token, the one given to him by old Master Feng before he passed away. It was still faintly glowing, almost as if offering comfort. Suddenly, he remembered old Master Feng's words. True freedom lies in mastering oneself, not in the absence of chains. Was old Master Feng implying that even in this better room, he was still a prisoner? Knock, knock. Someone was at the door. Liwei opened his eyes and saw the door open. Ling Yu stood there with a tray in her hands. She carried tea and some light snacks. Liwei quickly stood up. Liwei. Ling Yu, what brings you here? She asked. Liwei. I just wanted to see how you were. The clan isn't allowing many visitors. I thought I would come myself. Liwei gave a dry chuckle. Liwei, I wouldn't expect anything less. They either want my secret or to contain it. Ling Yu sat down opposite him. Ling Yu, Elder Sun is very interested in how you developed that energy. Your energy is so different from our clan's flame of Azure Phoenix. It's pure. Liwei looked at her for a moment before answering. Liwei, I had a guide. Old Master Feng. Ling Yu's eyes widened slightly. Ling Yu, Old Master Feng. I heard he left the clan decades ago. He was one of the strongest cultivators of our father's generation, but he disagreed with the clan's tenets. Liwei, yeah. He said the clan had lost its way from the true path, the path of the primeval Azure Phoenix. Ling Yu stared at the wooden token in Liwei's hand, then at his eyes. Ling Yu, the primeval Azure Phoenix. That's an ancient legend. It speaks of a primordial, much more potent form of energy than the flame of Azure Phoenix we use. The clan abandoned those teachings long ago. Liwei looked up, staring intently at the wall. Liwei, my father, he followed that path too. Ling Yu clenched her fist. Ling Yu, your father. That's a great mystery. The clan said he vanished mysteriously, abandoning his duties. But some believe he uncovered something the clan wanted to keep hidden. Liwei clenched his fists. Liwei, I will find out the truth about my father and about this power. I won't let them contain it. Ling Yu stood. Ling Yu, be careful. Liwei. The clan does not like secrets, and they especially dislike things they cannot control. They will try to decipher your power. Remember, not everyone in the clan is against you. There are some like me who believe in the truth. Outside Liwei's room, a dark shadow flitted past the door. It lingered for a moment before disappearing again. Qin Feng was hiding in the shadows watching Liwei. Qin Feng thought, primeval Azure Phoenix. So Old Man Feng is connected to the child of prophecy. No wonder he sensed such powerful energy from him. But how can this kid control such power? It doesn't make sense. Wait till Elder Sun finds out about this. He'll definitely take action. Then it would be interesting to see what happens. Back inside, Ling Yu was talking to Liwei. She turned to leave, but Liwei stopped her. Liwei, Ling Yu, wait. He took out the wooden token. Liwei, can you help me? I don't know much about formations, but perhaps you could ask someone who knows more about this token. Ling Yu nodded. Ling Yu, I think my brother would be able to help you. He studies ancient artifacts. I'll ask him when we meet next. Liwei. Thank you. Liwei watched her leave. Now that he had calmed down a bit, hunger started to gnaw at his stomach. He hasn't eaten anything since yesterday afternoon. He got up and walked to the door. Just as he opened it, two figures appeared blocking his way. Liwei. Huh? Elder Sun and Elder Moon. What are you guys doing here? Elder Sun stared at Liwei. Elder Sun, we want to talk to you about your energy signature. Come with us. Liwei looked at Elder Moon, then back at Elder Sun. Elder Sun, I just ate, so I don't think I can do much. Elder Moon smiled wickedly. Elder Moon. Oh, we're not here to discuss food. He stepped aside. Elder Moon. Go ahead. Liwei. Until next time.